Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Insane Gorilla, and welcome to What If Deku Was a Mandalorian. Now, before we get started, sorry for any of my stuttering through this video and the last one as well. I will admit then it's a bit peculiar and I do apologise for it. But anyway, there'll be a bit of a twist to this one that I'm sure a lot of you will find, well, annoying. But hey, I hope you still enjoy. Comment down below if you found it stupid or not. Doesn't matter to me, it's all your own references, but I'd love to hear it. Anyway, where we last left off, Deku just revealed himself in the uniform of a wren and started walking back to his ship. As he enters one of the places, well, as he walks through the plains of Ilum, taking the route that he believes leads to his ship. Deku, after 3 years, has actually forgotten where he's parked, so it takes him roughly around about 3 to 4 months to find it, taking out small Imperial patrols here and there. Eventually dealing with a slightly more significant force, but only slightly. It's roughly around about 28 more guys and girls. As he, deals with them and finally locates his ship. As he, liberates it from the ice and the Imperials. But before he leaves, he hears Izuku, as the Force Ghost of Revan appears, along with Bastila Shan, as he says, "Before you go, there is something we must tell you. That there is a planet named something something, because I'll tell you later. And also, do not trust the Mandalorians, for some odd reason, which I am not going to go into details about, because again, you'll see later." As Revan explains it all to Deku, but leaving out the reasons why he should no longer trust his Mandalorian brothers and sisters, and why he should go to this certain planet. As Revan explains that this planet is where one of his companions, Mitra Surik, went to try and locate Revan to find out where he went. So Deku decides he's going to go to the ship after the conversation with Revan, and Revan also said that this is the last he'll see him, ever. As well, Deku leaves, as he then says, "From now on, I will be named Revan, to bring fear to the Empire." As he, meditates, locating the planet, a lush green jungle world that is not of Kashyyyk. Don't worry, he's not going to Kashyyyk, because the Empire would be slightly weirded out that there's a Mandalorian, or somebody with robes and a Mandalorian mask with 2 lightsabers walking on Kashyyyk. Well, going back to the story, as he just takes off and leaves Ilum once more, only for another ship to jump out of hyperspace and fly down to the planet. But 2,050 light years away from Ilum, there's a fleet of Star Destroyers. And at the head of that fleet was the Chimera, the Fifth Fleet, commanded by Admiral Fran. As this fleet was taking, well, a patrol route around around 5 space stations as they were constructing something. As well, 5 more ships appear of Imperial design. As the Grand Admiral gets a message saying Grand Admiral Fron, construction of this project is going to take a lot longer than it appears due to the problems at a certain place. You have been called to go directly to Ryloth to deal with Sendula and the Phoenix group of rebels. As Grand Admiral Fron sighs, says, "At the moment I have got more pressing concerns than this Sendula. I will go and deal with him in time. All pieces must be moved into place. First the Mandalorians, then the rebels. Anyway, Rook." As he hears, "Yes, Grand Admiral. I want you to go to this planet. Afterwards, meet me up on Lafal. As you wish, Grand Admiral. And no excuses this time." Admiral Fron, as the officer walks up to him, as Grand Admiral Fron says, "I do not recognize you. Who are you?" "My name is Drookslow Craft. Cardiff, sir. I am one of the newest captains to the fleet. And I was asked to come and see you personally. And I also received a message on my way here." "Ah, Craftfoot. Carford, right?" "Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I heard so much about you from the academy. I hear that you actually like aliens, unlike the rest of the Empire. I don't see the problem with aliens, sir. They're people just like us. If I could have a whole ship full of nothing but aliens, I would. To prove that I am not a xenophile, unlike my compatriots. This is why I prefer to work in the Fifth Fleet, sir, because I get to work underneath the great Grand Admiral. Very admirable with you, Captain. Very admirable. But don't be complacent. I am a difficult man to work with. Anyway, what's the message?" "Something about your spy within the Mandalorians has made contact, needing to immediately speak with you. But they said that they will not come directly to the fleet. You must meet on a middle ground, alone, which I found highly suspicious." "Ah, that must be my spy. Sorek, as they call themselves. Prepare my shuttle. I'll leave immediately. And don't worry, Captain Carford. This individual is trustworthy, even though I've never met them face to face. As well, Grand Admiral Fran leaves to go and get in his shuttle. As he takes off, as he says to himself, an asteroid base. How interesting. Although they're going to be foolish if they think that I'll die alone. I'm more of a combat artist myself. As well, we skip over to a nice green planet. As Izuku looks at it saying, Duxon. Planet, the sister moon to another planet. Oh, interesting. As he, lands, walking out, seeing the greenery. After he lands, anyway. As he just, comments to himself, saying, I hope the Empire doesn't come here. The planet's filled with natural energy, both light and dark. Both can't exist without each other on this world. Although my presence here seems to have knocked it into balance again. It could be someone else with force sensitivity here, or something bad has happened. I must explore to find out. As he, walks off the ramp of the ship, as he, feels some water going between his toes. As he continues walking through this forest, he sees a building of metal and concrete. Or assume it's concrete anyway. But it looks very well abandoned. As he just looks at it, as he sees, Mandalorian symbols. As he says to himself, so the Mandalorians used to live here. I wonder what kind. Or if they're still living. As he slightly twitches towards his weapons, but then decides to leave them. As he walks off, going deeper and deeper into the forest. As a few of the local wildlife actually attack him, with him, force pushing them away, which makes them run. As Deku just continues walking through the forest, he then suddenly stops, slightly tilts his head, as he reaches for one of his weapons yet again, but realizing that whenever he reaches for his weapon, whoever is following him reaches for theirs as well. So he puts his hands up and continues walking through the forest as he goes into open clearing after open clearing, finding a few old wrecked ships and a very old Mandalorian base camp that is in ruins but looks well preserved, and what look like lightsaber hilts. As he picks one up and activates it with its red hue, as he could feel the history of the weapon. As he could said, a Sith assassin working for this Sith Lord named Darth Sion. Interesting. The Lord of Pain. Huh. Fun. Sounds like a fun bloke. As he just puts it back, being respectful. As he moves through this camp, he feels the history and sees a few flashbacks of Mitrasirik meeting Mandalore the Reclaimer and a hooded woman named Treya. Eventually leaving the camp, he walks to a nearby waterfall, going up the mountain, going up the waterfall's side to find a meditation area. With this mysterious figure still following him, he decides to lure them in with a simple truth of him meditating as if he was a Jedi. Now be aware, Izuku is no Jedi, and he is no Sith. He is in between. He's between the light and the dark. He knows that the light needs to exist with the dark in perfect harmony. Well, that's my interpretation anyway. Back to the story. As he meditates, he makes himself hover, lifting up through boulders, a lot of boulders, as this figure finally gets so close as he puts them down, as he stands up, saying, "Now then, it's time for you to tell me," as he activates both his lightsabers, "who you are." As he slightly tilts his head to the side, as if to say, "Yes, I know you're there." As he hears a feminine voice saying, "Who are you and what are you doing here? This is my hiding spot from the Empire. Buzz off and find your own planet to live on. Do not make me destroy you." With Deku chuckling, saying, "You couldn't destroy me even if you tried." Now, going back to Grand Admiral Fran as well. He comes out of hyperspace as he gets a confirmation that his spy has made it to this asteroid base, or an abandoned asteroid base. As Fran, flies through some asteroids, he gets a call from Druxlow Cardiff, as he simply asks if it's still a wise idea for him to go alone. As Grand Admiral Fran just says, "Yes, it's okay. I trust the information this informant will give me in person. And even if that means I must risk my life, so be it. But keep the Star Destroyer in close, just in case." As Druxlow just says, "Aye, sir." As Grand Admiral Fran finally enters the old and abandoned mining, asteroid base, to find out that it's relatively clean as he walks through the clean but abandoned corridors. As a panel lights up with an arrow pointing forward. As Fran goes on for a few minutes, there's another panel that turns on, pointing to the left, saying, "Go left, go left." Eventually, until he reaches the very tippity top, where the command bridge is, or the command and control unit is. With Fran being very amused, saying, "Well, if this wasn't such a routine for me, I would say that you wanted me to be in the command and control unit. So, who are you?" As a female voice could be heard saying, "I don't know. I could be your friend. I could be your ally, your enemy. I sure as hell know that you kept the Star Destroyer in close proximity from." As this woman turns up from the shadows, revealing Idril Wren. "Ah, so you're my contact," as Grand Admiral Fran speaks. But that's where I'm leaving it, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Dun dun dun. Is this really Idril? Or is it somebody else? Peace.